Hello everybody, I am back. Hopefully I've got the Wi-Fi sorted now and we can all chat away and enjoy a lovely beads and banter session. So let me know if you're watching. I'm sorry about the false start earlier, but I have managed to make sure that my teenager is not using the Wi-Fi and we are good to go. So I've got some lovely things to show you today. I've got a really nice pattern, which is by Deb Roberti. Many of you will know Deb from her website, which is Around the Beading Table. I will pop a link to her website on this video when I'm done, so you'll be able to click through and see all her patterns and free downloads. She's got absolutely loads on there. But this pattern is called Byway. It's really, really pretty, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Hi Susan, how are you? Hi Lisa, hi Jeanette. So I'm going to say all my hellos first. Long time no see, I've not seen anyone for a while. Hi Becky, hi Anita, hi Patricia. Yay, I'm back. I'm so sorry about last week. I had a bit of a crazy week family-wise and Wi-Fi wise, and it all just went a bit wrong, so I'm sorry, but I'm back now and I've got a really nice pattern to show you. Hi Elaine, hi in Barbados, hi Aurora. I've also been to this morning. What have I been doing this morning? I've been doing some kind of boring accounts and things, but then I unpacked these today because the mini bead boards that many of you, I think Sarah and Elizabeth, you are both waiting for one of these in your with your Totally Spoilt membership. They arrived today, so if you've been hanging on for one of these, then they have all left us today. That's what I've been doing today. I've also got a new delivery, so I want to show you that as well. We'll have a little route through that, and then I'm going to move on and show you this lovely pattern, which is called Byway. It is by Deb Roberti. This is the pattern. It's by Deb Roberti from her website Around the Beading Table. I spoke to Deb earlier in the week and she was really happy for us to use this in Beads and Banter. I love Deb's patterns, they're beautiful and they are always really well illustrated, and if you just are like a visual learner, you can just follow her diagrams. You don't even need to read the text because they're so well done. So I'll pop a link to this pattern on the video when I'm done as well. But first things first. Hi Nancy in Pennsylvania. I think that we should unpack this box that I have got in front of me now. So let me just tilt the camera over and let's bring the box over. So I've unsealed this box, but I haven't actually opened it yet, so I haven't peeked. I thought I would open it with you guys. It's from the lovely French people at Les Perles Par Cooper. And I think it's got some newness in it that's quite exciting, that I'll need to be getting on the website later on today. That's the invoice, that's the boring bit. We don't like that. So there's some lovely cabochons in here. So let me open these up and you can see what they're like. So this one is called Crystal Copper, this cabochon. So if you like bezeling, then these will be great. So it's got a lovely kind of luster to it, that cab. It's almost like a tortoise shell effect. I don't know if you can see that properly on the camera actually. It's kind of a mottled sort of tortoise shell effect. That's a really, really pretty cabochon there. So that's new. I will have to photograph those and get them on the site. I've also got some other colorways too. So this one is called Opaque Rose Spotted. I don't know if you can see that in there. It's kind of a nice pinky color, but it's kind of got a lovely sort of mottled tone to it. This is lovely. It's really natural. It's called Opaque Ivory Spotted. So it's very subtle. It's like a subtle sort of mottled effect. It makes them look like almost like a natural stone, I think. So let's open these up and see what they're like in real life, because you can't see when something's covered in plastic, can you? Yeah, it does like goldstone. Oh, these are 18 mil, Patricia. Yeah, so that's the opaque, what was it called? Opaque Ivory Spotted. Opaque Ivory Spotted, that one. You can just see, if I hold it on its side, you can see that kind of lovely luster it's got, but it's also got a really pretty effect on it. So those are new. There's a few different sizes, a couple of different colorways in here as well for me to get to grips with. that's the 18 mil. Then we have also got bigger cabochons, and let me just tilt the camera up so you can see me too. We have got bigger cabochons here. We have got 25 mil cabs as well, in some lovely kind of bronzes and silvers and golds. Then we've got some things come back into stock, which we've been waiting for a while, which are some of the Pyros beads, which are in the necklace that I'm wearing now. We've got some of those come back in. We've got some of the Amos beads as well, which are the ones that are like a little teardrop. We have got some new colours of the Minos bead. So this one here, that's a really pretty colour. That is called Aqua Opal Luster. Really, really pretty. That's a lovely shade, isn't it, for the summer? But all of these here are the Pyros beads, which are just like the ones that I'm wearing here. So these are all Pyros in here, and you can see some of these lovely bright colours in here. So that's something for us to get to grips with in the shop, getting those photographed and getting those on the website. This one is a new one. This is Aqua Opal Splash. So it's that lovely aqua colour, but it's got little bits of gold on it as well, just little flashes of gold every once in a while. Really, really pretty colourway, that one. What else can I find? Oh, there's those nice metallic cabochons, but in the smaller 18mm size. So things like lovely gold metallic iris there, really gorgeous. Got Arcos, some really lovely colours of Arcos. Some of these we've been waiting for them to come back into stock. Some of these are new as well. So that's a delivery for today. Oh, look at this one. This is lovely. This one is called Opaque Blue Green Spotted, and this is one of the 25mm cabs. So let me just open it up. This is really pretty. Hopefully you guys can see that. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? We have to weigh them out. You're right, we do. We have to weigh them out. So they'll be being weighed out this week, but we'll get them on the website straight away for you. So yeah, that's a really gorgeous colour. It's sort of like a pair of sort of denim jeans, but with a kind of a mottled effect on it. Really gorgeous. So that is my unpacking. Always nice to share that with you guys. One of the best things about my job, I think, is unpacking new stock. So it's nice to be able to share that with people. So what I want to do now is show you how to make this lovely bracelet, which is called Byway. I've just realised I've dropped my needle on the floor, so I need to go and grab that before I stand on it. There we go. There we are. I was really organised with my needle and thread all ready to go. So I've got a lovely colourway to do it in. I will pop a link to the free pattern download on the web on this video, and also in advance of this. Yeah, my stalker behind me. Yeah, I still haven't sold my husband's suit. It's still sitting there. I will get to it. You'll know when I have, because it won't be there anymore. I have, in advance of this video, popped this colourway on the website. So this is on the homepage of the website right now, as a colourway. So if you like this lovely kind of purpley tone, it's called Mardi Gras, then yeah, that is there. But I've got a completely different colourway to show you today. Hi Doris, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, you missed the start, but don't worry, you're here now. So I'm going to flip the camera over, show you this pretty colourway, and get beading. It's really nice to be back and to see so many of you joining me, so thank you very much. So I'm just going to flip the camera over now and show you my mat, show you my colourway that I'm going to be working with, and yeah, we can carry on chatting. There we go. Okay, so where's my bracelet gone? Here's my bracelet. So this is the bracelet that I'd made earlier, completely different colors to these ones down here. Uses the chevron beads, it uses gem duos, and then it's just size 11 seed beads and 3mm round beads. So it's only 4 components. It's very, very pretty. It's called Byway, and it is by Deborah Bertie. So I'm going to get my glasses on. Thank you. My necklace is gorgeous. This is a free pattern on the website, actually, this Piros necklace. Can't remember what it's called now, but it's on the website with the Piros beads. So I have got chevron duo beads. If you've not used these before, you'll see that they have 2 holes. You can see them there, and they are that nice chevron shape. I saw someone on our Facebook page earlier in the week or over the weekend has actually bezeled a Rivoli with these, and it looks gorgeous. It looks really, really lovely, really clever the way she's done it. She's sort of done them like this around a Rivoli, and you can just see the sparkle in the middle. It's gorgeous. So have a look at our Facebook page, and I can't remember the lady's name now, but it's very, very pretty. So that's the chevron duos. Then I've got my size 11s, and I'm using a Toho bead today. I've got opaque rainbow turquoise, which is a lovely summery colour. Then I've got my gem duos in Bondelli Matte Mint, which goes beautifully with this. And I've got 3mm pressed glass rounds in this matte silver colourway. And then I've just got a simple toggle clasp as well. And this is the pattern. And as I say, Deb's patterns are so well illustrated, you can do them without even reading the text if you want to. If you're a visual learner, you'll really like them because they're so well illustrated. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to get started. So the first thing you need to do is pick up 2 of your size 11 seed beads, followed by a 3mm round, and then it's a chevron duo bead. Now, with all 2 hole beads, it does make sense just to check the holes before you get going, because there's nothing worse than finding you've got 1 dud bead without a hole and it just happens to be the bead that you wanted to use. So I've got 2 size 11s, my 3mm round, and then 2 more size 11s. Oh, it was Louise Bromfield who did that bezeled Rivoli. Thank you, Sarah. And take them towards the end of your thread, but you just want to leave a tail of around about 10 inches so that you can use that to attach your clasp later on to your piece. So I've got 2 size 11s, a 3mm, and 2 more size 11s, and then go up through the chevron duo bead in that direction. What colour are the chevrons? These chevrons are just silver. I think they're probably called aluminium or Labrador on the website, these chevrons. And these ones are a polychrome blueberry in this pattern. But this one is on the homepage of the site, so you should be able to click on this and see everything that I've used for this lovely Mardi Gras colourway. And now what you want to do is pick up 2 more size 11s, followed by one of your gem duo beads, and then 2 more size 11s, and then go through the next hole on that chevron bead there. I'm just going to keep my finger on top of this and pull it all in. Da, da, da. And it will look like that. I'm going to flip this over so it's all the right way up. Move everything out of the way so you guys can see. And it looks like that now. And now this is my tail of thread here. What I'm going to do is just knot my tail of thread to my working thread. And that brings it around into a circle. I don't know, Elizabeth, actually. You could give it a go and see. I don't know what... I mean, this pattern is really set up well for the chevrons, so I'm not sure what else would work, but by all means, give it a go. I'm just pulling this nice and tight now, so I've tied a double knot there. So I'm nice and sure that it's not going to come undone. And I will just show you the gem duos. You see how if I turn it on its side, you can see it's slightly domed on the front and completely flat on the back. You just want to make sure that all of your gem duos are threaded on in the same way so that they're all the same way up as you make your piece. So just bear that in mind as you thread them on. So this is my tail of thread here. I'm just going to leave that because I don't need that now. I'll come back to that later. Hi Gina, how are you? And what I'm going to do now is just stitch back through my beads so that I'm going to be coming out of that gem duo in just a moment. There we go. I'm stitching all the way back through everything now. I'm just going to pop out of the gem duo in just a moment. Hi Charmaine in California, how are you? So I'm coming out of the gem duo now. If you have a problem with your thread knotting when you're working with a longer length, Charlotte, then you may want to try conditioning it with some thread conditioner, some beeswax before you start beading. That might help you. So I've picked up a size 11, a 3mm round and another size 11. And I'm going to go through the next hole in that gem duo there. Pull it tight. And repeat this for the other side. So it's a size 11, 3mm, size 11, and then back through that gem duo. These are very beachy, these colours, aren't they? Lovely. And it's going to look so different to the other one that I did in the Mardi Gras colours here. I'm now just going to stitch through all of these here and come out of just the gem duo. So I'm just going to stitch through the 3mm, sorry, the size 11, the 3mm, size 11 gem duo. So I just want to come out, just coming out of that gem duo now. Hi Donna. I thought these would be your colours. They're lovely, aren't they? So I'm just coming out of the gem duo now, and I'm going to be using my next chevron bead now. But first of all, I need to pick up 2 size 11s, then my chevron, and then I'm going to repeat what I've got around here. So it's 2 size 11s, a 3mm round, and 2 more size 11s, and then back down through that chevron. Hi in Denton, Texas. Hi Marianne, how are you? And you can see I now need 2 more size 11s here. So it's 2 more size 11s. And I'm going to go through the size 11, sorry, not through the size 11, through the gem duo. Yeah, so I'm just going through the gem duo there. And there we go. Now, what we need to do now is zip everything up so that it all sits straight. So you see how this has got a little bit of a wiggle on it. It won't have in a minute because we're going to zip everything up. So I'm going to stitch through these 2 size 11s up through here, down through here, and then I'm going to go all the way down this side, all the way along, all the way back up, and eventually come out of this end 3mm round here. And that is going to kind of zip it all up and make it all sit nice and straight. You'll see as I do that in a minute, it will make all the difference to the piece. Because when I saw Dev's pattern, first of all, I was like, well, why do I need to go back through all of that? But as soon as you do, it all starts to really sit nicely. So if I just, you can see where my needle is going now. It's going all the way down that side there. Yay, it's always good when I do a project and you've got the components for it, Sian. So I'm just going through all of those outside beads now And that, when I show you in a minute, you'll see how everything will just sit nicely, whereas it was all on a bit skew-whiff before. In a moment it won't, and you'll think, oh, that makes sense. That's why Deb says you need to go through it all again. Because that is effectively joining up all these side bits of the bracelet together and making all those size 11s sit nicely against the gem duo on the side of the piece. So nearly back around now. Da, da, da. And through that end 3mm round, and then I can take my fingers away and you can see how it all sits nice and square, doesn't it? That is, those kind of sides have all zipped up nicely, and yeah, it looks really pretty. So that's why you need to go back round it. Oh, good, again. I probably wouldn't normally use such a dark thread for this, Charlotte, but I like to use a dark thread when I'm doing these lives because it makes it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. So yeah, I am using a dark thread, but probably, you know, you probably would do this with a crystal fire line. It would be fine to do that. So that is your component, and it is really pretty on its own. I think it would make a nice earring. You could use it at the centerpiece of a macrame bracelet, maybe just, you know, on its own with some macrame threads. It would make a pretty ring, wouldn't it? Actually, that's a nice idea. So it's a lovely component all on its own. But what Deb does in her pattern is she shows you how to keep building them and joining them together to make this lovely byway bracelet. So I'm just going to show you guys now how to create your next component. So I'm coming out of this 3mm round here, and the next component's going to share this 3mm. So I'm going to pick up 2 size 11s, and then I'm going to on. And you see how it's going to sit like that now. So now I need 2 more size 11s and my gem duo, and I am paying attention to the way that my gem duo is going to sit, so I'm making sure it's going to sit the same way up as the one that I added before. Then 2 more size 11s and back through that chevron there. Whoops, pull it all off my bead mat. That's no good. 11s, and I'm going to go back through that 3mm round there. Everyone's talking about what they do when their threads gets tangled, I think. So you can see how I'm beginning this now. So I'm going to now stitch up through the size 11, chevron size 11, out through this gem duo, and then add the beads to the side of the gem duo there. So it's it does build quite quickly, this design, actually, quicker than I thought. And what I love about it is it's not one of those that you have to go back through and kind of embellish the edges. Once you've done one part of it, you've done it, if you know what I mean. You don't have to keep going back to it. So, and then back through that gem duo. I've got some lovely designs to show you this week, actually. I've got a really nice pattern that the lovely Lauren has made for you all, which uses super duos. It's very, very pretty. So I'm going to show you that probably tomorrow. I've got a really nice anklet as well that Lauren again has designed. It's very pretty. So I'll show you that later in the week too. We've delivery with some more clasped garden clasps in it. I'm looking forward to showing you that. I hopefully get to unpack that with you, because clasped garden is always exciting to unpack. They always have some lovely goodies in there. So I picked up coming out of my gem duo, picked up my 2 size 11s, and I need my next chevron now. So I've got my chevron. And then it's the beads that go over the top. So that's 2 size 11s my 3mm round and 2 more size 11s. I know I love clasp garden clasps, Elizabeth. They are so pretty. They're so beautifully made. You can just feel the difference, can't you, between them and regular clasps. They're gorgeous. I mean, they're expensive, but they're really nice for those special pieces. So that's 2 size 11s, and then I'm going to go back through that gem duo. Gina, Clasp Garden are these beautiful clasps that are made in Germany. They're really, really high grade clasps, and they're a lot more expensive, kind of a regular sort of Chinese made clasp. They're very, very solid and beautifully made, usually plated with platinum or gold plate. And if you've got a really special piece that you have spent a lot of time and effort making, then finishing it with a gorgeous clasp, it does make all of the difference. So those are Clasp Garden. You'll find that they're on our website if you type in Clasp. Unpack it with you all so you guys can see. Yeah, they are nice with pearls. And they're lovely to, if you've just got a special, they're really gorgeous. So I'm just now zipping back down the sides like we did with the first bit here. Whoopsie, there's my fire line caught on my thread. So that we just straighten up those edges again there. Would make a nice choker, wouldn't it, Donna? Actually, that's a good idea. It's the right width, isn't it, I think, for a choker. Oh, the pattern I'm going to show you tomorrow has got Swarovski crystals in it too. In fact, I could just go and, I think I've got them in my office. I could go and get them and show tomorrow's pattern if you like. If you're happy to chat amongst yourselves for a minute while I just jump off my stool here in the kitchen and just whiz and get you tomorrow's pattern. There you go. So that's the second component there. So it is that bit where you go down the side, that really does straighten it out nicely. Let me just go and get Lauren's bracelets that she's made that I'm going to do with you, hopefully do with you tomorrow. So I'm just going to go and grab those. I'll be back in just 2 secs. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. So let me show you. So this is the lovely pattern that I want to show you guys tomorrow. It is made by Lauren and it is embellished with Swarovski crystals along the top, and it uses Samos Parpuk beads, super and 4mm crystals. So that's one colorway. She's made it in a few colors actually. There's this one, which is stunning, really gorgeous, very different. And then there is this one, which is completely different again. I love that, you know, you just change the colors in the project and it looks so different. So this is tomorrow's beads and banter. I haven't even got a name for this yet. It was designed by Lauren, but we haven't decided what we're going to call it. So if you've got any idea, because I can't decide what to call it, but it's very, very pretty, isn't it? That is gorgeous. So that's tomorrow's beads and banter. And then I've got a really nice, this is an anklet that I want to show you as well later on in the week. So this is an anklet. Again, it's designed by Lauren. It's very pretty. It's lovely and delicate with these lovely drop beads, which just look perfect. And it does up with a little button clasp as well, which is just nice for an anklet. So it's lovely and beachy. Goodies to show you. So this is your byway. So when I made mine, I did it, how many units did I do? I did, let's just have a look, 8-inch bracelet. But because each unit is sort of about 1.5 inches long, you just have to sort of gauge how many you're going to want to make, and maybe think about the size of your clasp, because this is quite a big clasp on this one here. Whereas if you found that 8 inches was going to be too long for you, maybe you'd still do it the same number of you ended up with a smaller, not such a long. So I'm just going to continue now beading, but before I go, I will just slip a needle onto my tail of thread and show you guys how to attach the clasp. because I think that's always good to know, isn't it? So I'm just going to thread on my needle now onto my tail of thread and attach the clasp to one end for you. I just got a notification there's someone at my front door, and I think if my dogs go mad, I apologise, but they always do every time a delivery person comes to our house. So I'm just going to thread up through my 2 size 11s and through the 3mm bead at the end, and then I'm going to pick up 3 size 11s and 1/2 of my clasp. There we go. There we are. And I'm going to go back through that last and pick up 2 more size 11s and go back through the 3mm bead there. And I'll just bring this up to the camera so you guys can see in a minute. And it will look like that. And what I'm going to do is just add some strength now just by going back up through everything one more time. I always like to do that if I can on my clasp loop, because that does add the strength of the piece, and that's the part of the piece that is going to get the most wear. So if you can reinforce it, then that. So I'm just going back through all of those beads again now. Starlight, that's a nice idea. I like that. Aurora, thank you for that. I don't think we've got any pieces called Starlight, so let's call it the Starlight bracelet. I like it. You don't need to add more beads to the other end of the clasp, Caroline. It will go through just fine. So this is the one that I made earlier, and I've attached the bar of the toggle in exactly the same way, and it goes through just fine. So yeah, it's plenty long enough. This little loop is just fine. So that's how you attach your clasp to the end of the piece. All I need to do now is just to finish off my thread here. So I'm just going to thread up through a few beads here and tie some half hitch knots with my tail of thread. Pull that inside a bead, and then I'll be ready to trim off my my little tail of thread that I left right at the beginning, because my clasp is nice and neatly attached. And I'll be ready to just carry on with beading the rest of this piece. So when I finish beading the rest of this piece, I'll take a nice photo of it, and I'll get that on the website as well, so that if you like the colours I'm using now, you'll be able to see the exact colours that I'm using. And you know, if you've got some things at home but you want to get that seed bead or whatever, then you'll be able to so that's me done. I think I'm going to go away. I'm going to finish off this. I'm going to write a bracelet that I'm going to do tomorrow with the Starlight. Thank you for that. And yeah, get those lovely Papuka beads online too. So yeah, it's good to be back. Thank you, Sarah. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.